Hello, Infused Transitions. So glad that you are here and welcome. For those of you who are new, we're so glad that you have found us. We hope that the reading and the channel resonate with you and that you choose to become a part of our community. For those of you who are returning, thank you guys so much for constantly being a part of this channel. I really, truly appreciate each and every one of you. For everyone, if you feel it resonates with you, hit the thumbs up, the like, the subscribe, and the notification bell. Each and every one of those steps do help me. They do help the channel. And more importantly, they help us to get these messages out to hopefully give other people their aha moments. So, if anyone's wanting to know further information about me, about what I read or how I read and what else I do, you can find that information in the description box below. Without further ado, we are going to jump in. I always pre-shuffle. I shuffle when I'm done doing a reading. I shuffle before I do readings, and I like to shuffle at least a couple times on camera, just so that you guys can see that, cards are shuffled up. Okay. Let's see what comes through. Okay. Oh, my nose itches. Sorry. All right. So, Most High, what messages do you have for our Infused Transitions collective today? What messages do you have for us today? All readings are timeless, so whenever you watch the reading, receive the reading, is the right time for you. All right, right off the bat, we have the Seven of Wands that came out with the Six of Cups, the Seven of Wands, and the Six of Cups. So, I feel like, obviously there's this feeling, this need of, I have to stand guard. I have to stand guard from, and not allow others to pass through this doorway. Oh, that's interesting. Okay, so pass through the doorway, and that includes taking garbage of the past with you. It's like, nope, this stuff isn't going to go through this doorway with me. And I literally, when I was thinking that and started to say that, I saw the Fool on the other side of this opening, this doorway that is behind this man. And the Fool, as you know, or may not know, the Fool talks about, taking a leap of faith. It also talks about, to me, it talks about not taking the baggage of the past, which we have here with the Six of Cups, is frequently associated with the past. But the Fool is about, I'm not taking that past with me. I am taking, what I need to take with me, and that's it. I'm taking this leap, and I'm going to do it with a clean, clear conscience and clean energy. And that's just kind of how the Fool wants to go into this new opportunity or this new season and this new chapter, however you want to say it. I have to turn on the heat because I'm my space heater, because I'm getting cold. Sorry. Okay. Okay. Let's see. Now, when we talk about the past, I mean, these are two children. For those of you who like to look at, totem animals and stuff, we obviously have butterflies. We have the brown rabbit. And I do specify brown because you'll find different information about the different colors of the rabbits. So there's a brown rabbit. There are two brown... I'm not positive, but I think that these are rats, not mice. And then we have a cat. you can look at the mice or rats in the cup and decide for yourself what speaks to you. Is it a cat? Or I'm sorry, is it a rat or is it a mouse? And go with what it seems to be with you. I would also look up sunflowers. And I really don't know what these other flowers are in the background, the oranges and blues. So if flower essences speak to you, you may want to look those up. We do have Justice on the bottom of the deck, which could be, okay, things are finally going to be working out in a balancing of the scales. But again, I feel like it's like leaving that past behind. It's not going to come through with me to that other side. Let's see. That's too many. That's way too many. All right, they're saying look at the bottom though. Okay, so the Nine of Swords and then the Moon. The Moon came out and actually touched the cards. I feel like there's concern and worry. There's concern and worry about the unknown. There's concern and worry about what do I not see? What do I not know is there? Right? Because the Moon talks about things that are mysterious, things that are hidden. And it's interesting in this specific one. So now we also have a white owl coming in through the window. And then it looks like there's this person, could be her. You don't know because she's wearing like a cloak over her head. And she's wearing, it's all in red. Which red talks about grounding many other things. So again, you may want to look up the color red and see, what are the energies of red and what speaks to you, what resonates with you about that. But she has this blindfold on and she's all cloaked, which is, again, mysterious, right? It's mysterious. And she has an eye thing on. So it's, again, she can't see. And there's that feeling of, well, I can't see. I don't know what's happening. I don't know where I'm going. And that makes me very nervous. But by the same token, as we can see, none of these swords are actually touching her. So I do feel like, yes, it is normal for things to, things that we don't know, things that we don't see, moving into the unknown and all of that can be very nerve-wracking. What if we make a mistake? Well, if we make a mistake, we can take again, right? We can do something, something different. Yeah, it feels like there's a lot of stress and a lot of worry about it, but I also feel like, we can let our thoughts run away with us. We can let our emotions run away with us. And we can either let those things run the show or we can run the show. And that doesn't mean that we ignore and or don't acknowledge, ignore and or don't acknowledge our emotions and our thoughts. But it's acknowledging them and looking at them and then going, okay, you know what? I need to process this so I can let it go, so I can go ahead and move on. Or, okay, yeah, thanks, ego, but I got this. I realize you're trying to help me. Excuse me. But right now, I'm not finding that helpful. So thanks, ego, but I got this. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. All right. And again, with the Moon, things are mysterious. Things are unknown. I also feel like there's opposites because we have a wolf and then it almost looks like, let me see. Yeah. So if you can look, I'm going to turn the card this way so it kind of is a little better visually. The one on the left looks like if it's not a dog, then it is a wolf, or it's a dog that looks very similar to the wolf. However, the one on the left, which I've never noticed before, has a collar, and the one on the right does not. The one on the left is standing there I can't tell if it's like actually looking at the other one directly, or if it's kind of looking like, here's that one, it's kind of looking off this way. But the other one is howling at the moon. And then you've got this crab, I guess. You've got this crab that is getting ready to cut the chain. I would look up the energies of crab, wolf, and dog, and see what speaks to you in that. But I find it interesting. I was going to do it sideways, but I guess I won't, because I know that messes up when you're trying to watch things on your phone. I find it interesting that this one has a collar on it, and I've never noticed that. And I would also say that, you know, this one's very calm. I mean, it's just standing there observing, whereas this one is, you know, howling. Well, howling can be a way of communication. Howling can be joy. Howling can be expressing fear, a call for help. Again, take what resonates for you and leave the rest. And with this crab here, now in other decks, it's a lobster. And if I'm remembering correctly, I want to say it's the lobster, not the crab, but one of them talks about being the peacekeeper and keeping things on path. Overall, I feel like, again, moon energy is that fear about the unknown. And as I said over here, you know, it's about learning to express yourself, which we have the howling at the moon. We're not talking about ignoring what you're thinking and feeling, but we are talking about processing it with, so that either with it, or so that you can get to that place of inner peace and inner calmness and continue on your journey, right? A lot of animal energy in this reading. And these sunflowers are just really, really drawing my attention. And when I said that, I just heard the song, Oh Happy Day. And I hear it in the version of, in Sister Act. And I think it's Sister Act 2. The young man that gets up there and sings Oh Happy Day. And just, oh my gosh, outstanding performance on that. But yeah, that's how I heard it in that. So you may want to look that up and see, one, does it tell you anything? And two, just enjoying the joy, because every time I hear that and I watch that, it makes me happy. All right. See here. Okay. So here we have the High Priestess, and behind her was the Page of Cups. Okay. So what this tells me, again, we're talking about finding balance, right? Finding your equilibrium, finding your balance in the transitioning and in all that brings about, right? You may have to remind yourself, okay, let me ground. And if you have to ground yourself, however that is that you do that, and if you don't know of a way to ground, you can do some research to find what way speaks to you. You can, find your way that works for you to get yourself grounded so that you can process and digest and let go things a little more easily. But we are talking about finding balance. High Priestess is very in tune with, the other side of the veil. She's very cosmic connections. And notice we have the moon in both of these. Different phases of the moon, but we have the moon in both. Now, if you're a person who follows phases of the moon, I don't know what each phase means, but if that speaks to you or piques your interest, you may want to go check that out. But the High Priestess, she's very intuitive. She's very in tune with her own self. She is accepting of herself. She loves herself, and I don't mean in a narcissistic way, but she loves herself. She's very, very very grounded, but very high frequency at the same time. And then we have this Page of Cups with the seahorses. We have 2 seahorses, but again, we have balance. We have balance. We have 2 butterflies. We have 2 butterflies, and they are butterflies of the same color, actually. This yellowish, I don't know, looks like they have some black outlining yellow and then either red or orange closest to the body. I don't know if that's an actual kind of butterfly or if it's just, you know, the artwork, the inspiration. And it's interesting because if you look closely at these flowers on these vines, they almost look like stars. So, and again, stars. She's very cosmically high vibrational, very astral, very celestial, very cosmic, very universal. And then we have the stars over here. So again, Page of Cups. Page of Cups could be talking about an actual person coming in. Maybe somebody who's young and inexperienced, could be young chronologically, could be young at heart, could be young in their journey, in their walk. But they have something that they want to offer. And it's a very heartfelt offering. Pages can also talk about messages. They're messengers. So it could also be talking about someone bringing a message that will make you very happy. And again, I'd really look at, you know, the seahorse. What is the message of the seahorse? It can be a message or a person coming from a distance because there's water behind them. And even the water behind them has different, like right here, there's like a wave crashing, but off in the distance, it looks very calm. And yet he's on firm footing. He's on solid foundation. What else? What else do we have? Also, the waters here are calm and the waters here are calm, which I've never really paid attention to in this deck before. Which I feel like it's more about you can find the calm. It's about not letting your mind and or thoughts run away with you. It's learning to mastery. It's learning mastery, which, you know, you can either be wild or you can be tamed. And that collar, to me, it makes me think of the strength card where the lion usually has like a chain or a leash or a collar or something. It's not about not being free. It's about finding your center, being grounded, finding your focus, and being able to go through life while not letting everything else carry you off in a whirlwind, whether that's your own mental, emotional states, physical, energetic state, spiritual state, whatever, or if it's someone else, not allowing that to carry you off, right? Yeah, see, and right underneath the 9 of Swords, we have the 8 of Swords. Feeling very trapped, like you can't move, like it's, and again, blindfolded. Feeling stuck, feeling like there's just no way out, you know, looking for support and assistance. And it's like she's almost like looking over her shoulder like, did I hear someone? Did I hear that right? So maybe there's someone coming in who's bringing an offering. We'll see what comes after the 8 of Swords here. Let's see what comes out next. Oh, that's way too much. Way too much. Although we do see the Empress, 9 of Cups, 9 of Pentacles, the Tower with the 6 of Wands, and the 6 of Pentacles with the Emperor. So, and then the energy changes. Now, I'm not going to take these, but I do want to acknowledge this, right? Empress, 9 of Cups. So I feel like this offering is something, if you go with this layout, okay, let me just lay it out here. I feel like if you go with this layout, this Page of Cups, I don't know if I said Knight before, but this Page of Cups, I feel like whatever is in this cup is an offering. If you go with what came out here, we have the Empress, the 9 of Cups, the 9 of Pentacles. You may want to look up the number and the energies of 9. The Tower, the 6 of Wands, the 6 of Pentacles. You may want to look up the energies of 6. and 99 or 66. Napoleon, come on. Okay, so we have the Six of Wands, the Six of Pentacles, and then we have the Emperor. So I find it interesting that the Emperor and the Empress are like the bookends. You know what I'm saying? It's like this is what's comes about, what they work on and bring through. So the Nine of Cups to me talks about being content with your own life in your various life areas. And again, we have the rat here. And this is very much so a rat, not a mouse. We have the peregrine hawk with her. And she looks like a no-nonsense kind of person here. Her face is kind of stern. And, you know, with the hand on her hip and the way she's holding the bird across her, I would say it's like, you know what? I have my eyes open. I have this under control. Again, I have this wild animal under control. But don't push me. I've worked very hard to get to this place, and I'm not going to let anyone take that away from me. We have the tower moment, but I feel like this tower moment is this shift, going from all this stress and worry and the feeling stuck and trapped to stepping into your Empress energy. Now, this Emperor and the Empress, this could be just simply about finding your own balance between your masculine and your feminine energies, okay? Because again, we talked about two, right? Balance, 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 okay? Then again, it could be about divine counterparts, which can also be talking about two balanced people who are mentally, emotionally, physically, spiritually, energetically mature. Are they perfect? No. But they've got this maturity about them from their journey that they have had to go through things and figure out, right? To come into their state and their place of balance that they're in. So this tower moment, I feel, is more like this is about the restructuring, shall we say, of your foundation, restructuring of, I just heard the basics. It's like the basics is what becomes our foundation. And if our basics are off, then our whole foundation gets built on these misconceptions, misunderstandings, misalignments. This is about restructuring all that. But we see the Six of Wands here. And the Six of Wands talks about victory. It talks about recognition. It talks about gaining that understanding over all of the chaos below, which it's interesting because if you look here, right, there's still these other wands here like there is over here, but it's you've risen above that. You've made it to the other side. And this is actually a celebration of you, a celebration of making it, shall we say. Whatever that looks like in your journey, your story. Okay? I messed up all the cards. Well, kind of, sort of. Okay, anyway. And then we have the Six of Pentacles. So to me, the Six of Pentacles, along with the Two of Swords, are two of the minor arcana cards that, to me, as a reader, talks about justice. Now, I say that, and this deck shows it very well. You can see he has the scales here, and one hand is holding it, one hand is observing, and like, okay, so let's see, is that going to even the scales? Is this going to bring about some balance? And it looks like they are balanced to me. And then we have this distribution. So I do feel like there is justice afoot is what I just heard in my head. And that's not how I normally talk, but you know, I like to let come through what comes through. But it does feel like there is a balancing of scales that's going to be taking place. And then we have this Emperor energy, which again, you know, Empress, she's very, very fertile. She's very in tune with nature. And that includes here in this reality, but also, you know, she has some of that high priestess energy in the sense of it's not just about being grounded in here in this world. She's also very intuitive. She's connected with her divine feminine. She celebrates her womanness and all that that means. And then we have the Emperor, who is the very masculine energy. This is someone who is very boss energy. And again, you figure emperors and empresses are, you know, maybe not in the way it's been depicted here in humanity, but emperors and empresses run kingdoms. Like, you know, there's the king and the queen, and the king and the queen run their kingdom. And then there's multiple kings and queens. The emperor and the empress are over that, overseeing that. They have learned and grown so that they are able to be that next vibration where they've moved from being the king and queen to the emperor, the empress energy, where it's just a higher vibration, really, and in a mastery of another. I don't like to say level because people get so hung up on status and this and that, but you know, of another level. And again, we have balance here. He's got the two kingdoms of gold and the bridge, and he is that bridge. And with her, we have the stag or male deer. We have a red butterfly with just a little bit of white and black on its tips. Again, with the brown rabbit. And there is a type of bird here, and I feel like I should know what that bird is, but I don't know. And then it's the spotted mushroom. Not just any mushroom, but the spotted mushroom. So again, if you feel that resonates with you, you may want to look up those energies. If you know what that kind of bird is, you know, you can look that up. But again, I feel it's interesting that these two bookend it. This layout. I was just sitting here looking, and it was like, as I looked at the Nine of Pentacles, it was like, I feel like it's like she's thinking the Empress, the Nine of Pentacles, one and the same, which, by the way, the Nine of Pentacles and the Queen of Pentacles kind of is a pathway, not the pathway, but a pathway to Empress energy, to High Priestess. So it's almost like, you know, Nine of Pentacles, Queen of Pentacles, the Empress, the High Priestess. Now, that's not a hard and fast rule. That's just how I see it as a reader. Either which way, when I was looking at her, she was almost like, okay, yeah, I'm this person, but in this part of the journey, I'll give you a chance, but I have my eyes on you. And she is holding in her other hand one red and two yellow tulips. So again, you may want to look up tulip energy and what is the difference between red and yellow. And some people may say it's pink. So I would say, whatever that is for you, that's what the color is that you would want to look up. But it's almost like, yeah, I've worked really hard to get to this space. I'm have my eye on you. I'll give you a chance. I'll give you the opportunity. I'm aware. I'm awake. We'll see what happens. But know that I'm paying attention. And it works. I mean, you have, you know, this restructuring that happens that comes out with this victory, this balancing of the scales, this justice, this distribution of finances with the Emperor. And I said I wasn't going to take it, but they're saying that that's it. And that's going to bring an ending to this other garbage. Yeah, that brings an ending to this other garbage. This being stuck, this being in anxiousness, and this, all of that. So anyways, guys, I hope this was helpful to you. I hope it was encouraging for you. I hope you gave you some direction and understanding for how to help yourself. Again, getting the mental and emotional under control. Hey, if you need help doing that, reach out to someone. Find a professional if you're wanting a professional Find whatever that is for you, that works for you, that will help you to get to this place in space where you can find that calmness, that inner peace, and move through and digest things and then let them go so you can continue on your path and journey with balance, alignment, and harmony. Okay? All right, guys, until next time, take care. Thanks so much. Don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and the notification bell. Thanks.